Okay, so it looks like we're live. It's 12 o'clock on Wednesday, August 17th, 2022. Man, it seems like August just started, doesn't it? And if any of you have questions, just put them in, ask your questions, in the comment, and I will answer those questions as they come in. I know I've been away for almost about a month, right? Because we moved, like I was talking about yesterday. And so now we're going to be back on track doing this 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you're on the East Coast, that's 2 p.m. for you. If you're on the West Coast, that's 11 a.m. for you. And of course, Central part of America would be 1 p.m. instead of 12. Okay. All right. So there we are. You know, we had a question yesterday, and I saw this question come up from Juan, and it's Juan Medina in California, and he was asking, what is the difference in our products that we sell, our chlorine dioxide products, our cleaning products, than what he was used to buying, before, and so the competition, and in other words, and so let's talk about that today. Let's talk about what the differences are and why you might want to switch to us, right? And why you might want to, even if you don't switch, you might want to try our product to get comfortable with it. Now, we've been selling these products for at least a year now. It's been quite a while. It may be coming up on a year, okay? And so we have a lot of testimonies about the products we have, about our tablets compared to kits, right? And a lot of you are used to using those 100-gram kits or 500-gram kits, and you're just used to doing that because that's what I taught for about 6 years. And then we find these products that are tablets, and I remember using the other company's tablets, and they weren't the same sodium chloride content, and but more than that, the pH was low, like 1.94, 1.98 pH, right? So when you have an acidic pH of a chlorine dioxide product, it's called the wow factor. And what happens is, the reason for that low pH for most companies, the reason they do a low pH is it dissolves that tablet or that very quickly, right? So it's real quickly dissolved, and so people are like, wow, it's already working. It dissolved in 20 seconds. Our 100-gram tablet compared to the competition, it might take 3, 4, 5 minutes for ours to dissolve completely, when theirs might dissolve in 30 seconds. Okay, so that's because we have buffers in our product to slow it down so we don't create free chlorine. And all free chlorine is, as if you see the gas coming up really quick, right? And you're using maybe a kit, and you see the gas coming up real quick. In the beginning, that's called free chlorine because it's so fast. It dissolves so fast, it's pushing out that free chlorine, and it's basically chlorine bleach, right? It's chlorine. And so it's dangerous. It does no good, and it's a carcinogen, and it's a corrosive material, right? When it does something like that, our product is made to not send out the free chlorine. Okay, that's why it dissolves so slowly. Those buffers are slowing it down and keeping it from doing that, and which is a really good thing. Okay, and it doesn't matter. What does it matter if it takes 3, 4 minutes longer to dissolve? It has nothing to do with the quality and how fat and how well it works. Okay, so we have that. Now, even with that, our product is made totally different. So it's kind of like comparing an apple to an orange, right? They're both fruit. They both taste good, right? And they're both fruit. So there's the similarities right there. Ours is a fruit. Theirs is a fruit. Ours is just a different fruit. All right. So it works much differently than the competition. We have a 6.5 pH on all of our tablets. Our 1 gram, our 4 gram, our 10 gram, our 20 gram, and our 100-gram tablets are all formulated at 6.5 pH. It's only zero point 0.5 pH away from neutral. Okay. You add, if you're doing a liquid with ours, you're making a liquid, okay, and you're going to spray it. You add a little bit of soil break, right? It becomes a neutral pH at that point, because that soil break, that surfactant, brought it up to a neutral pH now. So now we're dealing with a neutral pH, and that's sort of like when you're getting stabilized chlorine dioxide, that's what stabilized is. It's a neutral pH, right? It's just that's all it is. They've taken a very acidic product and they've added an alkaline to it to bring it up to a neutral pH, so that way it won't harm fabrics. Okay, that's it. So you don't need to buy anything special. You buy any of our products and we're already a neutral pH. 6.5 is not neutral, it's real close to it. Add a little bit of soil break and bam, there you go. You now have a neutral pH. And you're going to, anytime you're cleaning anyway, if you're using something to get rid of odors, like urine odors, or you're trying to clean the wall with it, right? You're trying to make it cleaner, like all of you are used to using that. In fact, our past product was a hazardous material. You had to pay hazardous shipping. So ours is not. When you take our tablet and soil break from Envirotize Solutions, you go to our store and look for soil break. When you add those two together, we now have a cleaner deodorizer that is completely safe. It's a safe pH, so it doesn't matter if it gets on the carpet or something like that. It's not going to do anything to it, right? Because it's a 7 pH now. Now, of course, if you're going to gas, you don't want anything wet, like any textile, not fabric, I'm sorry. So you don't want your carpet, your furniture, things that have fabric on it wet, because as you know, an oxidizer will bleach carpet upholstery if it's wet. So you just got to keep doing what you're doing. That doesn't change when you do jobs. You got to make sure it's dry before you gas. All right. So a lot of you may not know about the new Rhino machine that we use. And the Rhino machine, and I will have a link to what it looks like. I'll put a picture in there after this 30 minutes, okay? The Rhino machine will hold 6 of our tablets, and there's 2 trays. Each tray, you can put a gallon to a gallon and a half of water, add 3 tablets. I like using a gallon instead of a gallon and a half, only because I don't want it too close to the top, because I don't want to spill it or anything like that. So I'm happy with a gallon. So I would put a gallon of water in. I would add 3 tablets to the top tray, pull the tray out a little bit, add a gallon of water to the bottom tray, and then you're going to add 3 tablets to that. So usually the way these machines work, you already have the water in there. You're just opening the back and pulling the tray out slightly and adding 3 tablets, pushing the tray back in, and both of the trays and closing it. Now you're going to do 1,000 square feet with that 6 tablets. Our 6 tablets, are going to do exactly what you're used to doing with 2 buckets and kits, like a 500-gram kit. Same thing. Here's another difference with this machine. What I really love this. Chlorine dioxide, if you've ever watched it when you're using a bucket, right? If you've ever done odor control, allergen control, get rid of allergens in homes, get rid of odors in homes, no matter what the odor is, and you're gassing it out of a bucket using a bubbler, because all the bubbler does is create agitation. Agitation makes that gas leave the water. Chlorine dioxide is water loving, right? It doesn't want to leave the water, but if you have enough parts per million in there, it's got to leave. It's got to do something, right? It can't stay in liquid form, so it becomes a gas. Well, what happens is in a bucket and using air for agitation, it kind of comes over the top and falls. You've all seen this. If you've been using our products for the last 6, almost 7 years I've been training, it comes out, it falls, and then it builds up to the ceiling. So that's why we say use an air mover if the ceiling's higher than 9 feet, right? Because you got to push it to the ceiling, right? Like a lot of places have those vaulted ceilings. They could be 14 feet, 15 feet, whatever that is. You want to get that gas all the way up there. So you're using a fan at a 45-degree angle, hitting the side of a wall, and it's bringing the gas up and down, right? Like a circle. So you would do both sides of a room, right? And you'd have this circle, and your gas would be hitting the top of the ceiling, okay? All right, so there's that. With these machines, the fan is already at a 45-degree angle, okay? It's already shooting 600 CFM towards the ceiling. So instead of doing it with a bucket and it falling and building up, it's already going to the top and then dropping, because chlorine dioxide is heavier than air, so it's going to drop. But if you're constantly putting it at the ceiling, it's going to fill this house up in 10, 15 minutes instead of maybe an hour. So it's the same product. There's no difference in using a bucket and the machine. The difference in the 2 is this. You're filling the house up in 10, 15 minutes instead of an hour. So now your product is working everywhere much faster. So in essence, you're getting a better job, right? Because you're putting your product out throughout the home much quicker, so it has longer dwell time. Dwell time is everything. Those of you that clean carpet, you understand that you're gonna vacuum, HEPA vacuum the carpet, get all that soil load out if you're cleaning carpet, because otherwise when you wet it with carpet cleaning, what are you creating? You're creating mud. Mud is much harder to get out of carpet than if it's dry and you vacuum first. So you're going to vacuum. Then we're going to put our pre-spray down. All that is it's surfactants that are going to loosen the soils from the fibers. So when you start using your wand cleaning, or even if you're doing low moisture cleaning, right? A lot of companies now do low moisture cleaning, which is very big now because it works so well because of the different types of cleaners we have. So if you're doing low moisture, you're using a pad to get it off right after you pre-spray it. When you're doing hot water extraction, you're just extracting it. Okay, so you're extracting it from those fibers. So you're going to pre-spray that area, and then you're going to extract it. All right, and that's with carpet cleaning. If you're getting rid of an odor, you got to get rid of the source. So think of the source as soil. If you're cleaning carpet, you got to get rid of that soil first, and then you're going to clean what's left. You don't want to clean mud. Just like you don't want to try to get rid of urine if there's still urine in the carpet. That's why if you're doing a cat urine, dog urine, any kind of pet that urinates on your carpet, because I've been in houses. This is true story. I've actually done a job one time when I owned my company. We were doing water damage. There was a sewage backup in a home. We went there, and in the basement, it was full of hay. And so this is crazy. This is a beautiful home, man. $600,000-$700,000 home. This is probably, 10 years ago. We go in, there's all this hay. Well, they had rabbits living in the basement, and the hay was their bed all over the basement. And I can't remember if they had another animal like a goat down there also. I can't remember. I just know that in order for us to clean this sewage, we had to remove the source, all the hay, and then all the sewage, and then we did the job, right? You always remove the source. So if there's urine in carpet, you're going to flush it out. Like I talked about this yesterday. If you didn't watch the video from yesterday, the live stream, the recording's in there now, and I talk about how to deal with urine. So I won't go into that in depth, but it's extremely important. So our product, even our products that we use, our enzymes are different, right? We don't have the same enzymes as you're used to buying. So if you're going to deal with carpet, you're going to use our enzyme. In fact, I have the website here. You can't see it, but if I go to my Synergy products, right? It just said I had a critical error. What? Well, that's awesome. Okay, hold on. I think I had a problem yesterday when I was doing this, right? Let me go back in and see what I got here. Hold on one second. Okay, so you don't see what I'm looking at. My screen is open and I'm just looking at things. Okay, so if you're going to just do carpet, you're going to use our product called Consume. And Consume is an enzyme that's going to go into that carpet. So once you flush it out with fresh water, you're going to use our Consume, and our enzymes are different than other enzymes out there. And it works much better because there's a formula that Michael came up with that makes our enzymes work better. So it gets rid of that smell, that final smell. So now if you're dealing with just a subfloor, you're going to use our other product, and it's called, where's it at? BioClean Plus. So BioClean Plus is also a soap, right? So it's a soap and a cleaner, okay? At the same time, I'm sorry, I can't find where I'm at. I can't find how to get back. Every time I do this, this happens. Unbelievable. There I am. I found me. Okay. So the difference in our cleaners are they're all very, very safe. None of them have a hazard label on them. They're all extremely safe. They're neutral pHs, right? You can basically drink our products. And so they're that well, they work that well, they're that good. Okay. So you're going to use those products on that. So now another thing about our tablets and using a kit. So, and Juan was asking this question. So I'm going to answer that now. So imagine this. You got a bucket. You got two buckets. You're mixing part A, right? You're letting it dissolve. That's the acidic side. Part B is the sodium chloride side. And so you're mixing these two and then you're pouring them together. That takes 5-10 minutes, okay? Sometimes longer, depending on how long it takes you to dissolve that acid side, the part A, right? Ours is flop, flop, flop. That's it. If you're using a bucket, you're still going to use air. It takes you like 30 seconds now instead of 5 to 10 minutes. So it's very quick, right? Now, if you're using the Rhino machine, one of our machines, and if any of you are looking to purchase the Rhino machine, just get a hold of me and I have special deals for you, right? Okay, so we can talk about that. If you're in one of our master dealers area, you can still call me and I'll take care of the master dealer. But the machine is different because you're dropping the tablets in there instead of buckets. You look very professional now. So if the client is trying to hire somebody and they see a bucket or that, they're probably going to hire the person with the machine because it's not something they can do. They can feasibly get their own bucket at Home Depot or Lowe's, right? Get their own fish bubbler and do it themselves, right? And do this job themselves. What they don't know is you need a full face respirator with vapor cartridges because it's kind of dangerous because we're creating very high parts per million in the beginning. So it's not something that we sell to the general public, as you all know. If you're on my Facebook page, Joe Crivello Sorensen, I just want you to know that this isn't something you would do yourself. What I'm talking about here are cleaners. Absolutely, you can buy our cleaners, and they're all neutral pH. They all work really great, and they're very green, right? So you might be interested in it. And the cost factor of what these can make with an ounce in a gallon of water or 2 ounces, depending on how bad the soil load is, it's very, very inexpensive. You can't even compare it to any of our other, to what you might buy at a store, right? Our glass cleaner cleans stainless steel and glass better than anything I've ever seen. Of course, we did janitorial when I owned my business. We've done a lot of windows. We had this one building circle. We did 3 stories on this one building and we clean glass all the time. So I know a lot about that. Our product is really, really good. And it's pennies compared to buying name brands. You know what name brand window cleaners are. So it's pennies on the dollar and it's a safer product and it just works better because we've done it. Hold on, let me turn my phone off. Okay. All right. So it's 12:17. All right. So there's a lot of difference in our product and the competition. One, our price is better. Who doesn't like better price, especially in today's market, right? Everything is more expensive. Things aren't less expensive out there anymore. You don't hear people talking about their product or the food at the supermarket or gas is less expensive. In like from a year and a half ago, right? It's way more expensive now out there. We're one of the few companies out there that kept our price at the same price, and we're basically lower than the competition. At the same time, it's hard to believe that our product is better too. It works better, higher sodium chloride content, better pH on our products, right? Easier to use. So there you save money on labor. How much money do you spend in labor to do all these jobs that you're doing out there? So our products are better on your labor. They're better. They're easier to use, way easier to use. So you're not going to make any mistakes because you're just dropping. If you've ever taken Alka-Seltzer, same thing, flop, flop, fizz, fizz. Over the relief it is. I think I got that right. Yep. So anyway, it's so easy to use and our cost is less. And those things usually never go together. Lower cost never goes with a better product. We all know that, right? It's just there's no middlemen, right? There's not a middleman. There's us, right? There's Michael and us. And so our prices are very, very reasonable, and it's so easy to use our product. So Juan, to answer your question, since you asked that question yesterday, there's a lot of differences, right? It's easier to use. It's safer to use. You don't pay when you have it shipped to you. There's no hazardous fee to ship it to you. So there's a lot of different things. So you're even saving money on shipping. And not only that, for the most part, we're giving better shipping rates because we get better shipping rates because we're shipping all over the US. We're doing a lot of shipping. So we're passing those shipping expenses on to you, the lower cost of shipping. So that's a treat in itself. And so it's endless, right? The differences are endless. It's just our products are great. So let's talk about, okay, so if you're gonna use just a quart bottle and you're gonna spray down stuff to sanitize, you're gonna use our 1 gram tablet. Okay, so now you're using a 1 gram tablet. That's 106 parts per million. Okay, so it's a perfect combination. If you want to use it as a cleaner, put a half ounce of Soil Break in that quart bottle, shake it up, and here's what you're gonna notice. Our Soil Break is like an encapsulant. It encapsulates those soils and things, right? When you put it in there, it's still yellow. It's yellowish. You know, chlorine dioxide has a yellow tint to it. In about an hour, it's clear. You open it up and smell it. It smells like chlorine dioxide. What happened is the Soil Break encapsulated the chlorine dioxide. So now it looks clear, right? And so as you spray it on the surface, it breaks open, and now it's a deodorizer and a cleaner all in one. It's great for doing walls that have tar buildup on them from smoking. It doesn't matter what they're, cigar, pipe, cigarettes, all that kind of stuff. You've all done those jobs and you know what it's like, right? So now we have a really good, safe cleaner at pennies on the dollar. Oh my gosh, right? So what if you need more? What are you going to do? You need a gallon. Well, now you use our 4 gram. Remember, they're all 6.5 pH. They're all 24% sodium chloride. All our tablets are the same. The only difference is the size and the amount of water to reach that 106 parts per million. That makes it extremely safe to use. Okay. If you need more, our 10 gram tablets will do 2.5 gallons. All right. So now you're making 2.5 gallons. 20 gram tablet makes 5 gallons of solution, just like you're used to doing before. Our 20 gram tablet, we now use to gas a car at 4 ounces of water, 20 gram tablet. We're now doing cars when we used to use 100 gram tablets because of our 24% sodium chloride is 2.5 times stronger than some of the competition out there. So we don't need the 100 gram tablet anymore unless it's a bigger vehicle, right? Or it's a really, really bad smell. Even at that, our 20 gram is so well priced, 100 gram is so well priced, you can get away with doing that and still make a really great margin on doing the work. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you're going to use our 100 gram, that's 25 gallons of solution you're going to make. And we have a friend that owns a kennel, and that's what they use. They use our chlorine dioxide tablets because they have a 50-gallon tank. They have 50 kennels, and they'll put 2 of those 100-gram tablets in there to make 50 gallons of solution. And that's what they mop the floors with. The reason they started buying our product was they were having problems with, I don't know if it's kennel cough or what was going on, parvo or whatever it was, but they were able to get rid of it using our product. And now that's all they mop with. They use our product to mop with now because it's more economical. It works better than just plain bleach, much better. And so now they use that, and they're able to do it very inexpensively at 50 gallons because they're cleaning 50 kennels 3 or 4 times a day, right? So that's a lot of cleaning and mopping. So they're using a product like that. So it doesn't matter, Juan, what size tablet you use. It depends on how much liquid you need. Now, when we talk about gassing, the only difference in liquid and gas is the amount of water, right? You all know that. A lot of you have been with me for years. So a 20 gram, I'm going to make 5 gallons of water. Hey, somebody's actually asking a question. Oh, that's a great one. A 20 gram is going to make 5 gallons of liquid. Or you're going to put it in 4 ounces of gas in like an hour and a half inside of a vehicle, okay? Or like a closet or a small bathroom. You're going to use that for. If you need to do more, you're going to use our 100 gram. And the go-to for the 100 gram to gas is a half a gallon per 100 gram tablet. So if you're using a bucket or the Rhino machine, it's 1.5 gallons. The only reason, and it doesn't matter if you back it down, it's the same amount of chlorine dioxide in the air once it fills the air. So I'll usually only use a gallon of water in the Rhino, so it's not so close to the top of that tub that's in there, the little slide in, slide out tubs. And I mean trays. I'm sorry, not tubs, trays. So I use a gallon in there and put 3 tablets just so I have a little bit of room here, right? So there's that. Okay, here's the question. How long? Of course, this happens every time I'm on. Let me do this. All right. How long does a liquid last in the container after you mix it from the tablets? Well, 30 days. So the liquid will last 30 days. In fact, I use the 1 gram tablet because my wife and I make a quart. I put an ounce of soil break instead of a half ounce because I want more cleaning action. And that's what we clean our counters with. We make that, and it doesn't last a month. It might last a couple of weeks because we use it all the time, right? We're always using it on our counters, on our stove. We use it on everything, actually, right? We clean everything with it. That's what we clean with. And man, it's pennies, right? Instead of going out and buying 409 or something like that, or Lysol or one of those other products, we just make our own product. It's very cheap. It's easy to breathe. There's no carcinogens in it. It's completely safe. And now we have a great sanitizer. Of course, we can't use the word disinfectant until it's EPA registered. Talked to Michael yesterday. In fact, he was knee deep in EPA stuff, right? So it's coming down the pipeline. And so once that happens, we can use that word disinfectant. We know that there's other chlorine dioxide products out there that have less sodium chloride that have already been registered and they're EPA registered. So we know that ours will disinfect. We know it will kill. You can't say that word until you're actually EPA registered. So we just call it a sanitizer. But I use it in my house because I know what it does. Another difference in our product, because it's not going to create that free chlorine, and it's not going to, and it's a better pH, right? And plus it's safer because it's not acidic. I use it in a humidifier, right? So in Colorado we have less. Our humidity is way less than like in Florida where they're 100%. We're like, even in the summer, maybe 30%. In the winter, we're around 5%. So we use humidifiers. I'll put chlorine dioxide. I use a 1 gram tablet in a gallon because my wife prefers that because she doesn't like any kind of chlorine smell. You could use a 4 gram in a gallon. That's only 106 parts per million. Remember, it's fogging the air. I use that to keep our house sanitized, the air even, right? So I love using our products even in a humidifier. So a 1 gram tablet per gallon in a humidifier, and we constantly run it upstairs, and I put it down in the basement also. Now in the winter, I'll probably add one to my office here, right? Because it's going to be very dry and I want that humidity anyway. And why not use a 1 gram tablet and have my air is killing germs and viruses and all this stuff in the air. As far as I'm concerned, it is. I can't really say that to you. I just said it, but you get the drift, right? We got 2 more minutes. So how long does it last? I answered that. So whatever you mix up, it's going to last 30 days. Most of the time, you're going to use it before 30 days anyway. Just mix what you need. If you need just quarts, get the 1 gram tablets. If you need gallons, get the 4 gram tablets. If you need 5 gallons at a time because you're a restoration company and you're doing a lot of sanitizing in after sewage jobs or fire or whatever you're doing, right? Like water damage, you might use the 20 gram and make 5 gallons. If you're a kennel and you got a lot of kennels like my friend does, you're going to use 100 grams because you're going to make a lot because you're mopping a lot, right? You could take a bucket and put 2.5 gallons of water in it and with a mop and drop a 10 gram tablet in there and you're at 106 parts per million if you got a smaller area. We mop our house with chlorine dioxide also. I use 1 grams all the time. And what I might do, and we have a lot of 1 grams, right? Because when you buy a pail, there's several hundred. There's 300, I think. I'm not looking at it right this second. But anyway, I use it to mop, right? And if I need a surfactant, I use soil break inside of it. And remember, our products are green, they're safe, they have no carcinogens. And so it's completely safe to use our stuff. The difference is there's a big difference. They're not the same. They're not even close to the same. All right. Thank you all for being here today. As you know, it's not that easy to talk live like this, right? And just have this stuff in your head. Most smart people have a script and they're going down the script. I cannot use a script. Everything I do is from the seat of my pants. I know my industry. I've been in this almost 33 years now. Okay. So I know a lot about this industry only because I've been in it so long. I really appreciate you all being here. There's some other things I want to talk about with marketing. I can't wait for Marketing Monday. I might do it before then because I'm too excited not to talk about it. Have a great day. Thank you all for being here. Bye-bye. Let's end this broadcast. Bam.